Welcome back to the Delaware Way. I'm Larry Menti. We continue our conversation now with Lieutenant Governor Bethany Hall-Long, who is also chair of the Behavioral Health Consortium, who just came out with a report. We spent most of the first segment talking about opioids. What would you like to tell us about the report other than the opioid use?
Our report is available online, and I would encourage, viewers to visit delaware.gov, the Lieutenant Governor's office, and we have public forums. Everything's open, transparent, and our report came from the grassroots community with 600 individuals, 1,100 recommendations that we whittled down to 117. And we have 6 fabulous committees dealing with prevention, dealing with access, dealing with prison and law enforcement and family services, housing, transportation. So if any of your viewing audience would like to participate, has a story they'd like to share, or if someone out there needs help, we want them to call. Help is here, Delaware, right now, because we don't want anyone without care and without treatment.
I would love to talk about that the next time you're back, but let's talk about the census, because I know you've been in charge of kind of running the census in the state or making sure that everybody is counted. Why is that important?
Our governor announced last week with an executive order, we in Delaware will have a U.S. Census office, a regional office will open here sometime in the spring of 2019, because 2020 will be here before we know it for the head count, right? Everyone counts. A complete count is what the executive order is looking for. Why it matters is it matters to every service that's delivered. From the time we get out of bed in the day to the time we go back to sleep at night, we touch things that are run by our government, whether it be the clean water, if we're a farmer down in Sussex, if we need crop insurance, if we're a single mom who's counting on Medicaid, or we have a child that receives a food program at school, or if we get food stamps, or if we're a senior and we're counting on different services. The only way our state of Delaware will be able to compete for federal dollars is if everyone is counted.
Does that include people that aren't here legally?
Yes, it includes persons who are residents. So the status of a person, legal, not legal, does not matter. We count the person. So we want children who are often undercounted, young children 5 and under, who often are here with their parents who are perhaps working on different farms or in communities. We need them counted.
But are they reluctant to come forward because they believe that the census is going to expose them?
Yes, and that's why we have a consortium or a committee that's come together that will represent those from those communities. So we have Westside Health Services, Lolita Lopez, who's very good at working with individuals who may not have documentation, and so we want their children counted, because again, they use our services, and so we want to make sure we have the federal dollars coming in. And so we are open to any of the viewers who have suggestions or thoughts, because again, it is about trust. And so we purposefully have persons from the community. We have the faith-based community represented both here in the northern Newcastle area as well as in Sussex, because we need people to come forward and not be afraid. We're not giving their name to anyone else. We're literally needing to know how many people in a household, how many children there are, so we can give services.
And the people in those communities need, exactly, that's the point. The people in those communities need to know that they're helping themselves.
Absolutely, and I think getting that word out is very important.
Now, the big headline from this census will be, no matter what else, that Delaware went over 1 million. Is that going to happen?
We're looking at that, and the reason is that would mean we get to send another person down to Washington, D.C. as well, and Congress. So for when you cap out over 1 million, we will actually have the opportunity to send someone additionally, along with our current Congresswoman or whoever it is after the election this year, to D.C. So it's going to be really important in 2020 that we try to cap out over 1 million.
So if we get another seat, do you want to run for it?
Oh my, I'm very focused on this seat. I'm very happy in the role that I'm doing. I like that.
You have a great job. Thank you so much. Yes. I appreciate you being here. Lieutenant Governor Bethany Hall-Long. When we come back, agriculture in Delaware has suffered this year because of the heavy rains. Now there is help coming from Washington. We'll explain when the Delaware Way continues.